Welcome, everyone, to my Dynamics Weekly newsletter and podcast with a focus on news relating to Microsoft Dynamics 365, AX, GP, NAV, and SL, mainly in connection with, but not limited to, financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis. Noah here, and I'm glad to be back with you. I am a huge fan of the Kentucky Derby and have been for, I've been just to many Derby days in Louisville. My last Derby was right before COVID back in 2019. I sorely miss the parties and excitement of friends and family, and I promise I'll be back soon. So maybe even next year. We'll see. In the meantime, congratulations to Sovereignty for winning this past Saturday on a wet and soggy track at Churchill Downs. My pick, Chunk of Gold, came in dead last. Talk about a long shot. Yep, that's my luck. The next race for the Triple Crown is the Preakness, which will be on May 17th, although the owner of Sovereignty has already stated yesterday or the day before that Sovereignty might not race in the Preakness. But if Sovereignty does run and wins that race, I might just be heading up to New York for the Belmont Stakes, which would be the third leg of the Triple Crown. I've been at the Belmont for two Triple Crown winners so far. Those were American Pharaoh in 2015 and Justify in 2018. It'd be great to be there for a third time. In this edition of the Newsletter Podcast, we're going to talk about how to create HR detail reports for budgeting. They come in really handy. Recently posted budget topics, those are adding up fast for us. Our recent Prospero financial reporting and budgeting demo that we had at the end of April. DynamicsCon is in Chicago next week. It is next week that's going to be in Chicago. Talk about planning for Microsoft Dynamics conferences. Trial sites are available for Prospero financial reporting and budgeting. We have Dynamic Communities Academy classes coming up in October, and we've got some classes coming up in June for Management Reporter, Prospero, and 365 financial reporting. Let's start off with talking about how to create HR detail reports for budgeting. And this information relates to all of the Microsoft Dynamics ERP solutions. That includes 365 Business Central, 365 F&O, AX, GP, NAV, and SL. So all these different ERPs for Dynamics can use this approach for detailing their HR budget dollars. So financial reporting and budgeting allows users to create numerous reports for evaluating budget input. These can be invaluable during the input process and the review process, especially at the consolidated level. And it's really great for this HR detail report we're going to talk about here. It breaks the lump sum of account balances down into individual employees. So you can see which employees are listed for any given department location over the whole company and all the dollars that are attributed to those employees for wages, bonuses, commissions, profit sharing, taxes, any of the benefit rates. So all that detail can be broken out by the dollar amounts per month per employee on the HR detail reports. Now, if you are going to be building HR detail reports, there are three things that you need to make changes to in order to make these reports happen. You've got to make changes in the line set, the column set, and in the report definition itself. In the line set will reference HR detail reports, the wages, the bonus accounts, the headcount, FTE accounts, taxes, and benefit accounts. Subtotal rows are commonly added as well, just to make sure that you can see the totals when all these add together. Referencing the HR detail accounts in the line set will not, in itself, display the individual assets that have been added to the budget. The expand details field and the detail type field have to be specified as well. So for every account that comes in from HR detail, in your line set, you've got to have the expanded details set and the detail type field set for human resources. And when you build the line set, These are usually able to be reused from one budget cycle to the next, between one budget year to the next, because they're not tied to a book code. They're not tied to a specific year or period. They're just really tied to account codes. Now, your column set will reference description and balance columns. Column sets may have HR detail type columns added as well, but they are not required. But you do need at least your description and balance columns. Uh, Column detail fields include segment codes and labels, pay grade, hire dates, start period, end period, pay rates, pay changes, allocation, headcount, bonus, overtime, profit sharing, commission, and benefit filters. A lot of different fields that you can include in the column set for these reports. This column set can be set up to reference a generic book code and a generic year, letting this column set be used from one budget year to the next without needing changes. So it's not always the case that you have a generic book code that can be shared from one year to the next. But if you can set up your budget using like a generic one that just says for book code, just says budget, and it's not tied to a specific year, you can reuse that column set from one to the next. Really helps to reduce maintenance the same way we wouldn't have maintenance for the line set. Now, the report definition is the last piece. You will have a reference for the HR detail line set you built and the column set you built. It will also need to reference the input definition and the matching year. So, like input definition 2025 for the year 25. So that really right there ties it to a specific input definition and a specific year. So column definitions are really, you need to copy those from one year to the next. All those fields there, the lines, columns, the input definition row, the report year it's tied to, those are all defined on the design tab of the report definition itself. And probably after you make your first year for the report definition, going forward, you would just go to your list of report definitions, right click on that report, and copy it, and then make changes on the design tab. Sometimes you also have changes on the headers and footers, but definitely on the design tab of the report definition. Key points to keep in mind about HR detail reports: line sets require references to HR detail accounts with expand detail and detail type fields selected. Column sets may have HR detail type columns added, but they're not required. You just really need your column set, a description column, and at least one balance column. Report definitions must be set for a specific year and input definition. They're very specific for the report definitions there. Line sets and column sets may be reused from one year to the next. Report definitions are more often set for a specific book code and year and copied from one year to the next. Hopefully, these tips will help you get the best use of financial reporting and budgeting. But if you need help, email me at noah.mosley@msxgroup.com. And in the newsletter, I have a link to the post on LinkedIn, and we're putting these on our message boards as well. Now, along with this post about HR detail reports, I've already added several other posts in LinkedIn and on our message boards. Stuff like how to lock and unlock budget data, preparing to start your first forecast of the year, which we may have missed that window already. You may have already done that one, but maybe you start with uh, the second half of the year for your first forecast. Use copy plan to copy budget details between versions. How to best manage book codes. How to create capital detail reports. And the one we just talked about, how to create an HR detail report. A lot of great posts there. We're steadily adding to these, and next week I'll have another edition for you as well relating to budgeting. Prospero demos. We had a demo for Prospero back on April 28th. That went really well. Glad everybody could join us. Um, Unfortunately, I did not get that recording fixed, so you don't have that link for the recording of the demo, but I do appreciate everybody that was able to join us. And during that demo, we covered topics like for reporting, report generation, drill down to account and transaction level details, summarizing drill down by any company, segments, or dimensions, numeric and graphical analysis of report data, report distribution options. For budgeting, we talked about your main input screens, including entering notes and line item details, human resource budgeting, capital budgeting, tracking changes to budget numbers, the history, looking at budget and statistical accounts for calculating balances for the budget and instant consolidation. And for forecasting, we talked about the copy plan option to copy data from one budget to a new version, and easily including actuals in your forecast input screens just by changing the date on your input definitions. So a lot of great information there for that demo we had on the 28th. We will have some more of these with that same amount of information. Glad to have you join for all of those. We have them on our website already. These are um, usually twice a month, and we're using GoToWebinar for handling the registration for these. May webinars are set for the 7th, that is this Wednesday this week, and the 21st. All these webinars that we have on our website, they start at 2 o'clock Central, and we are hoping that you can join us. And if you can't, and we will try to record those and post those as well. I think I have sorted out my problem from the last one. DynamicsCon is in Chicago next week. This is by the Dynamics user group, and this is their big one. It's going to be May 13th through the 16th. Let us know if you are going. We'll be there as well, presenting a financial reporting session on Wednesday. So we'd love to meet you in person if you're there. If you can't make it, we hope to see you at the next one. Now, DynamicsCon is one conference that happens every year in the dynamic communities. Um, there are several, and it's sometimes hard to keep track of these. So I have started a section tracking the conferences that we are interested most in. For this year, the rest of 2025, May has got two conferences: DynamicsCon, which is next week in Chicago. We just mentioned that. There's also a Vision conference, which is held by the TM Group, and that is up in Michigan on the 25th of May. So two conferences there for May. We have an October summit that is held by Dynamic Communities. That is going to be October 19th through the 23rd in Orlando, Florida. So registration for all those are open. I don't think that even DynamicsCon has closed the registration yet. You can probably get in on that one still. And these are usually annual conferences that repeat from one year to the next. They just change locations, they change agendas. For 2026, all these will repeat. Plus, I've added one for a reference for Directions NA. That one is going to be in April of next year, from April 27th through 29th in Orlando. Orlando seems to be pretty popular lately, and that is by Directions North America. Visions is not held every year; it's held every other year. So Vision will not be in 26; won't come back until 27 for us. But for next year, the 2026, we still have DynamicsCon coming back. Don't know where yet. I'll keep you updated for the location they pick. And the same thing for Summit. They're coming back in October of 26. Not sure where yet. All those usually announce their future locations sometime during that weekly event. I mean that during that conference itself. Trial sites, Prospero trial sites for us. We have options for a Prospero 30-day trial site, letting you get a hands-on feel for financial reporting and budgeting with Prospero. We'll be glad to add you to our wait list for that. These can use our demo data, or we can set these up using your real data, your own general ledger chart of accounts, your calendar, your book codes, your budgets, your account balances and transactions. We'll set up a couple of test reports for you and walk you through in an online session on how to access the trial site, navigate the application, generate reports, make changes to reports, and analyze data. Trial sites are free, no credit card needed, and you are under no obligation to purchase Prospero at the end of your trial. If you're interested, use that book an appointment link in LinkedIn, or just add your comments here, or email me, noah.mosley@msxgroup.com. And if we use your own data for these trial sites, it makes it really easy if you do decide to purchase Prospero for reporting and budgeting to roll that trial site database over to production for you. So an easy switch from trial to production. A couple more classes for us. We have academy classes coming up for Summit. That is going to be in October. Actually, going to be on October 18th and the 19th down in Orlando in conjunction with Summit North America. So we have a management reporter class available on the 18th, which is a Saturday before Summit actually starts. Keep in mind that that will be listed under the academy classes as a GP class, but if you are using AX or SL and Management Reporter, you are fine attending this class as well. So it's not just for GP. Management Reporter is the same between all three of those, GP, AX, or SL. Anybody is welcome to join us. And then on the 19th, that Sunday, we have a similar class for F&O's financial reporting. Both those classes are from 8 in the morning to 5 o'clock. We'll have an instructor with you all day, walking you through hands-on exercises, demonstrations, and discussions. Registration for Summit is open. Registration for Academy classes is open as well. And you can register for Academy classes even if you do not go to Summit. So come to one of our financial reporting Academy classes, stick around for Summit if you can, and go to Disney World or Universal sometime while you're down there. Other training class options, we do have 3 classes coming up next month in June. It's going to be June 17th, 18th, and 19th. So on the 17th, we have Management Reporter, Report Building Basics. That's for users of AX, GP, and SL. We have on the 18th, the Dynamics 365 F&O Financial Reporting Application. And then on the 19th of June, we have Prospero Financial Reporting. All 3 of these classes are online. We'll have one of our instructors walk you through demonstrations of the products, walk you through hands-on exercises, building reports from scratch. So if you've never worked with these products, but you are now responsible for building reports and running reports and distributing these reports to everybody at your office, these are some great classes to take to get you ready for that process. You get hands-on building like trial balance statements, income statements, departmental income statements, forecast statements, working with reporting trees. A lot of great information there for getting you exposed to the application using our demo data, uh, which is an easy switch back to your office installation as well. So we provide the image for training using our demo data, walk you through everything online. So we're glad to have you join us for that. That registration is open on our website, and we have links in our newsletter for that. And we'll probably keep registration for those 3 classes open until around the first part of June or so. All right, so that is June 17th, 18th, and 19th, classes for Management Reporter, F&O's Financial Reporting, and Prospero Financial Reporting. Okay, that's all I'm going to post for this webinar, this podcast. I'm glad you could join me. As always, send me your comments. Good and bad comments are welcomed, but constructive comments are preferred. Likes, shares, and reposts are appreciated as well. Thank you all and have a great week.